Hey everybody, so today we're going to talk about polynomials, definition, standard form, what exactly is, a little bit about degree, and how do we classify polynomials by degree and by the number of terms. So let's see, what is the definition of a polynomial? It's an expression consisting of many terms. Poly means many in Greek. Nomials is translated as terms, so many terms. Standard form, when we talk about standard form, must be written in alphabetical order, and then from the highest exponent first. Okay, highest exponent, exponents first. So for example, we have 2x cubed plus 5x squared minus 4x plus 7. That is a polynomial, and we actually have 4 terms in this polynomial, and the highest exponent, that is what we call the degree of the polynomial. Okay, that is what decides the degree of the polynomial. So in this case, this is 3 is the highest exponent, and that's what we call a cubic polynomial. Okay, and since we're talking about degree, let's talk about classification of polynomials. How do we classify them? We classify by degree and by the number of terms. That's how we classify polynomials. Okay, and in the first box, we have here, first table, by degree. And you have 0, which is a degree 0. Okay, this one right here, degree 0, it's a constant. That's when we have just like a number. Okay, like 1, 2, 2.5, or whatever. It's just a number. Okay, we call it degree 0 because in this case, the variable, for example, x, is to the 0 power. Remember we said that that is equal to 1, which wouldn't change. So even that case, in that case, is still, we still have a variable, but it's to the 0 power, which eventually it will be equal to 1. So that's why we only have like 1, 2, 1.5, or whatever. It's just a number, just a constant. Okay, degree 1, that is what we call a linear equations. We studied those not too long ago. Degree 2, that is quadratic. Degree 3, that is cubic. 4, quartic. And we'll just stop here for the sake of time. We're not going to deal with more than that in this case. Now, number of terms. When you have only one term, that is what we call a monomial. When you have 2 terms, is a binomial. And when you have 3 terms, is a trinomial. And 4 or more, we just call it polynomial. But anyway, even 2 and 3, we could still call them polynomials. Okay. I should have mentioned that in the definition, the expression consisting of many terms, that those terms are connected, combined by addition or subtraction in a polynomial. Okay, so let's look at some examples. Let's classify the following polynomials by degree and number of terms. So by degree first. So the first one, if we look at the tables that we have, what do we notice? The first one is just a number, so that is a constant. Yeah, constant. And since we only have one term by the number of terms, is a monomial. Constant monomial. Second, negative 2x. Negative 2x. So since x is to the first power, that is a linear. And again, only one term, monomial. Okay. Number three, we have x to the first power, so is linear. And we have 1, 2 terms, that is a binomial. Okay, number four, we have x to the second power, right here. So that is a quadratic. And we have what? 1, 2, 3 terms. So that is a trinomial. Quadratic trinomial. 4x cubed minus 8. 4x cubed minus 8. So x cubed. So that is a cubic. And we have 2 terms, cubic binomial. Okay, number six. What do we have? 2x to the fourth power. That is the highest power. So that dictates the degree. So that is a quartic. And how many terms? 1, 2, 3, 4. Quartic polynomial. Past 3, we're just going to call them polynomials. Past 3 terms. All right, let's try to put this in a standard form. Let's try to put this in the standard form, the following polynomials. So for number 7, we have 3x plus 1 plus 2x squared. So we're going to have to put them in alphabetical order. So in this case, it's only one variable. And then we're going to have to start with the highest exponent first from the left. So 2x squared plus 3x plus 1. See what I did? So the first one, highest exponent, x squared. Then the second one is x to the first power, which we don't have to put. And then the power, and then plus 1. That is the constant. The constant always lasts to the right. Number 8. Try it by yourself. Please pause the video and try it by yourself, and then I will give you the answer. Okay, so let's see. 7x cubed plus x squared. And you can cross them out as you put them. So that way you keep track of all that we did. Minus x plus 64. Now, as you noticed, minus x, I took it with the sign. That's what we have to do. We always take them with the sign in front of them. That belongs to that term. So even if it's going to come in the beginning, we're still going to do the same. Okay, number 9. We have x cubed plus 5x squared plus 28 minus x. So let's see which one is the highest. X cubed. Okay, the next one is x squared, so we're going to put that term, 5x squared. The next one would be what? Negative x, and then plus 28. Okay. Number 10, 24 minus x cubed plus x. So in this case, this one would be the highest exponent, x cubed, but it's negative x cubed. Okay, the negative belongs to it. So negative x cubed plus x plus 24. So feel free to do any of the examples by yourself, and then you can compare the answer with the answer that I put so you can practice. Number 11, we have a cubed. And then we have plus 5a squared b squared. Yeah, we're going to follow the alphabetical order and the exponents. Next one, we have plus 2ab. And then the last one, minus 2b cubed. Okay, so once you're done with all the terms that contain a in from the highest exponent to the lowest, then you start with the b, and so on. So for number 12, we have x and y's. So we have the first one, negative x cubed. Then we have minus 7x squared y squared. And then we have plus 5y cubed. And then plus 13. Okay, so hopefully you understood so far. Okay, that is how we write polynomials in standard form. So now we're going to look a little bit at adding and subtracting polynomials. Adding and subtracting polynomials. So we have two examples, example 1 and example 2. So first, this is polynomial 1 and this is polynomial 2. We have parentheses to identify them as polynomials. Okay, and what we have to do is we're going to have to kind of like put them together, or what you could do is you can actually identify or get rid of the parentheses and identify the terms that are the same. So those are like terms that we can combine. So for example, we have a negative 2x squared and we have a 3x squared here. Since we have plus in between parentheses, we don't have to worry about changing the signs or anything like that. We're going to look at the example 2, what we do when we have subtraction. Okay, so let's look. So we have negative 2x squared plus x squared, that is just x squared. Then we have 18x with a negative 8x. So we're going to combine those two. So that is plus 10x. And then we have 15 minus 10, which is just 5. So x squared plus 10x plus 5 is the answer. So let's take a look at example 2. Example 2, now we have subtraction. So when we have subtraction in front of parentheses, we're going to have to switch the signs inside parentheses. So it's probably better if we just write them like that. 6x squared plus 7x. Now minus 10x. Okay, that was positive. We're switching it to negative. Then we have a 3x squared. That is going to be negative 3x squared, so minus 3x squared. And then minus 2. Now we're going to combine like terms. So what do we have? 6x squared minus 3x squared, that is 3x squared. Then we have 7x minus 10x, that is negative 3x. And then negative 2 doesn't have a partner, so we're just going to write it like that. So 3x squared minus 3x minus 2 is the answer. So try few problems that we have here as to simplify. Let's try the first one. Okay, so 2x squared, since we have addition, plus 3x squared, that is 5x squared. Then we have 4x plus 6x is 10x. And then we have 1 plus 5, 6, which is plus 6. So answer is 5x squared plus 10x plus 6. That's the answer. For number 2, x plus 6 plus 3x plus 5. Same thing. X's together. X plus 3x for x. And 6 plus 5 is 11. So that is the answer for this one. Number 3, we have x cubed plus 2x minus 4 plus 3x squared plus 6. So we have addition, so we don't have to worry about changing any signs, just combining like terms. X cubed has no partner, so we're just going to put x cubed. 2x squared plus 3x squared, that is 5x squared. And then we have negative 4 plus 6, that is positive 2. So x cubed plus 5x squared plus 2 is the answer. For number 4, we have subtraction. So we have two polynomials, they are subtracted. So 4x minus 2y minus parentheses 2x minus 6y. So we're going to have to switch the signs of the second one. So first one, we just write it the way it is. And then negative 2x. And then 2 negatives makes it a positive. So plus 6y. So now we're going to combine 4x minus 2x, that is 2x. And then negative 2y plus 6y, that is positive 4y. And you can see that I always put it in alphabetical order and in the highest to the lowest degree, with the constant being the last term. That is the standard form. For the example number 5, we have another subtraction. So we're going to do x squared plus 6x minus 4 minus x squared. We're switching the signs of the second polynomial, minus 6x plus 4. So let's see, x squared minus x squared, that is going to give me 0. 6x minus 6x, 0. Negative 4 plus 4, that is 0. So this is going to end up being 0. For number 6, let's see, 6x minus 6x. That is canceling, because it's going to be equal to 0. So all it is negative 4. For number 7, let's take a look. We have 3x and plus 2x, that is 5x. And we have 6y minus 8y, that is negative 2y. Number 8, find the difference of 6x squared plus 3x minus 5 and 4x squared minus 2x plus 3. So first we're going to have to translate this. 6x squared plus 3x minus 5, and the difference means subtraction. 4x squared minus 2x plus 3. So how do I know to put the second one? Because that's the order that we follow. If the difference of this and that, that's how we do it. So first we're going to have to change the sign of the terms in the second polynomial. So we're going to copy the first one, 6x squared plus 3x minus 5 minus 4x squared plus 2x minus 3. Now we're going to identify the same terms, like terms. So 6x squared minus 4x squared is 2x squared. 3x plus 2x is 5x. And then negative 5 minus 3 is actually negative 8. So 2x squared plus 5x minus 8 is the answer. So please, if you have any comments, questions, write them below or send me an email. Thank you.